Today's video is about gatekeeping. Fun topic, right? So what spurred me to make this video is I posted an Instagram reel, and this is neither here nor there, but I was like trying to post a story and my boomer brain couldn't figure out how to get the song onto the story. So I posted as a reel. The reel randomly got like 1,400 views, which I know to you influencers isn't that much, but for me it's a lot. And I like posted it and I actually got my first hate comment, which is very exciting for me and made me feel like a real content creator. But the reel was basically just a video of me looking at my a PR I got in the gym. I squatted 315 pounds, but it was on the Smith machine. And I got a comment saying because it wasn't free weights, it doesn't count. And I quickly retorted, it counts if I lift your mom, which it does. Ask her. People say he's so strong. But I just musty, dusty behavior. What are you doing, bro? Also, it's just like weird to like gatekeep a stranger. This is why people say the gym is like unapproachable, and that it just bothers me. And I wanted to make this video, and the thing is I already had a planned gatekeeping video, and then that just randomly happened out of happenstance, which was like perfect, because originally I was talking about gatekeeping when it comes to like nerd shit, like, well, specifically Arch Linux, but also nerd shit in general, like Stack Overflow. If you ask a question, dudes are like, is this your homework? Or on Reddit, or like, did you even look up like how to do this before you ask the question? Bro, this is me looking it up, dummy. But like the Arch Linux forums are like that on steroids. If you ask a question in the wrong way, dudes will get super mad when they could just like not respond, not say anything. And in this situation, it was like both a nerd and a gym bro, and that is trifecta. It's like you took the worst aspects of an incel and a gym bro and then made them into an Instagram account. I don't even know this person. I don't know why I'm roasting him. I guess I'm just bitter because he belittled my accomplishment. And also, he had like one picture and it was like of his back flexing, and like, be honest, my back's bigger. He wasn't making a ton of gains. Maybe you should get on the Smith machine, bud. Let me get on that Smith machine. Even though I don't count. Maybe you should count how much you weigh and then add 100 and then you'll get me. I'm being stupid. I don't really care that much. That guy, he was just being a little troll, but I've been known to be a troll myself. But I've been trying to unlearn that, unlearn gatekeeping. So I've decided this video, I'm gonna open the gates to something that is normally gate kept. It's a lot less gate kept recently, is Arch Linux. I've been trying to get my nerdy friends to install it. And if you're not like a nerd virgin like me, you can still stick around. I'm gonna throw on some nice lo-fi sonic music and you can just vibe, throw me on in the background while you're cleaning, or I don't know, do some hobbies. And also take this video as a challenge. If you do have something to learn, teach it. Make a tutorial. It doesn't have to be a video, it could be blog, written. Do something, teach somebody something. Open the gates, the pearly gates. Yes, I am Matthew 3:16. It's not a religious thing. I feel like not a lot of people know about Stone Cold. I have another video that I'm working on for Austin 3:16 Day, and I explain my name. Yeah, originally it was Matty the Hedgehog. I had to change that because people think I'm a furry. And now I'm Matty 3:16. Probably people think I'm religious, but neither. Just like wrestling and Sonic. That's neither here nor there. Where was I? Open the gates. Open the gates to something that you love and you know about. And also learn something new. Even if you're a normie, maybe Arch Linux can be fun. I felt like So basically Arch Linux is just a distribution of the Linux operating system that is as bare bones as you could possibly get it, which allows you to customize it in fun ways that you can't with like something like Ubuntu. And I just enjoy it. I enjoy like the process of like fixing things, and it teaches you about Linux. So if you don't know about Linux, you're about to learn something by watching me install it. This is not a tutorial, I'm not an expert, but I will link a tutorial that helped me in the description, and I will link the Arch Linux install guide also. And those are what I would actually recommend if you do want to go about installing it. My video will help, but again, no expert, just opening the gates. But let's go to my computer that I'm already at. All right, to do this, all you need is a flash drive. I don't think my computer is gonna focus on it. We got a little flash drive here. This is where we're gonna put the install media for installing Arch. Also, you need a computer. So what I have here is, on my messy desk, is a Fractal Terra build. That's just the case. Oh my God, let's get it together. All right, so honestly, this is just like made out of spare parts, so don't look at this. This is just made out of spare parts. It is, I believe, a Ryzen 5. Okay, I can't do this thing. I believe it's a Ryzen 5. And like 16 gigs of RAM, a very overkill power supply, to be honest. Let's focus. A little nocturnal fan there. And the point is, showing you this is that it really doesn't matter what computer you use. I have a cheap Intel. I wasn't talking into the mic. Anyway, I'll just put that footage over the top. So yeah, I have a very ON PC that I'm gonna put this on. It's just a Ryzen 5 along with a Intel Arc GPU, a very cheap one that I had laying around. And that's really it. 16 gigs of RAM. But you can really run this on anything. So there's no gatekeeping. You don't need a fast PC. You don't even really need a separate GPU. If you have an integrated GPU on your CPU, you're good. Throw this on a little mini PC, you're golden. You're rocking and rolling. So what we have up here is the Arch install guide. So it's small because this area on this side is gonna be where the computer is when I'm setting things up. But first things first, we must actually download the Arch boot thing. The I don't know words right now. The damn live environment. Anyway, so we're gonna download that. Make sure secure boot is disabled if you're gonna do this. If you are doing this, you probably know what this stuff means. If you're just vibing with me, just vibe. Just listen, don't even listen to words I'm saying. Just listen to the Sonic Frontiers fishing music that I'm gonna put in the background. Let's see. Oh yeah. I believe I already have this somewhere, but I'm not trying to find anything right now in my mess of an apartment. All right, we're gonna just find a download. They recommend a BitTorrent. I don't think I have BitTorrent on here, so I'm just gonna download Mirror. You're supposed to like check to make sure this is genuine when you download this, so do that. It tells you how to do it in the guide. I don't know how to do it on Windows though. This is so confusing. See, this is why it's gatekept. Cause it's, I'm just gonna do the torrent. Let's see, do I have uTorrent or something? Download this. Oh Lord. Let's see, can I download something from the Microsoft Store? All right, we're gonna come back after I get a torrent thing. All right, I have returned. So what I just did was I used Rufus, I don't know, Google it, to create the install media. I downloaded the torrent version of the Arch installer and then use Rufus to install it. I will link a video that explains better, if I can find one, how to create the install media. But it's in the install guide. It's not super hard. It can be a little bit annoying, I'll be honest, but you can do it. I trust you. That is not the hard part. Okay, so the hard part is actually installing it, which I will take you through now. So first, let's go ahead and plug in our install media and a keyboard to my computer. Is this fun to watch? Can't see what I'm doing at all. I should have set up a second camera, but hindsight's 2020. All right, let's see. Let's turn on and display stuff. So when we start it up, it'll hopefully, there it is. Okay, damn, it went straight to my old operating system. All right, I have to figure out what I have to hit to get it to go to the boot menu. It's usually like delete or what's it called? F8 or F2 or something. Nope, I have Fedora installed on this. It is a different version of Linux. Let's actually adjust this so I can see the whole screen. That resolution is thick. About 4K. All right, let's do this again. So this is the fun part of installing operating systems, is constantly hitting the delete key or the F2 key until you get what you want. Super fun. It didn't work. Dude, I love this. I love it. This is supposed to be like a cozy, relaxing, like install, but everything I do is chaotic in nature, so what was I expecting? It's F8. Should I be holding the function key when I hit F8 or F2? Oh, F12. F12! It's always different. Why is it always different? Oh. LOL, calm down, my guy. All right. It's F12. Do you like that ASMR of me pounding on the same key over and over? I don't think my keyboard is connected. That's probably why. Let's check the keyboard. Fun stuff. Let's let it boot into Fedora. Should I edit this stuff out? No, it's part of why things are gatekept, because they're annoying and they're hard. See? My damn keyboard isn't working. if they were not annoying and hard, they would not be. Gate cap. What am I talking about? All right, there you go. Keyboard's working. All right. Let's begin again. All right. Now, F12. Get to that booty menu. Okay, there's not. Okay, there we go. We're good. All right. So, I believe it is the Samsung Fit. Sick. Okay, now we have boot into Arch. Well, we're about to boot into Arch. This is where it gets fun. Unless you're not a virgin. Just kidding. Well, you don't know. All right. So the reason I think videos like this are helpful is because the first couple times I installed Arch, I used the guide, and while the guide does have everything you need, it kind of there's a lot of things that are very easy to miss. So hopefully I can help you not miss those things. I found it very chill. So if you're more into a chill rather than unhinged and chaotic Arch install, I have a tutorial linked. But if you're into my vibes, then stick with me. All right. So first things first is, if you are not in the US, you would set your keyboard layout, or default console key map is what it's called. So you can list all the different locales for the keys by typing locale ctl list key maps. I spelled it wrong. I'm gonna make this bigger actually, or it won't get any bigger. Okay, it's only 1080p, I think. I think I just spelled it wrong. Or I did not. Locale CTL not found. Is there something wrong? Oh, there's something wrong. Oh, this isn't right. All right, let's see what is going wrong. Let's Google the error. Oops, I'm typing on the wrong keyboard. Okay, so looks like when I installed it, the program I use, Rufus, is not the best for installing this, and it corrupted the install file. So I'm actually going to use my Mac and recreate the boot media, or maybe I'll just use a different program. All right, I will BRB. Okay, so I learned through reading that sometimes when you create the media using Rufus, it will... I don't actually understand what happened, but I have to change a setting. So I'm not good at tutorials, I'll be honest with you. Again, we're just here to vibe. We're not here to learn. Just kidding. We are trying to learn things. That's true. All right. Yes. Okay. So, grab this. Start. So, you want to write image in DD mode for Arch. We're gonna do that. I'm going to actually close my Discord. That's embarrassing. Anyway, so alright, boom, we're ready. Alright, back to the other thing. Alright, I gotta eject. Whatever. And then we're gonna plug it in. And hopefully this thing will work this time. Technical difficulties from working with Windows. All right, cool. This looks more familiar. Go back to the install guide. Boom, okay, sweet. Looks like it worked this time. Oh, man. See, this is what learning's all about. Making mistakes. And learning from those mistakes, or learning from someone else's mistakes. This is how it normally looks. All right, now we can check the different key maps. Key maps is basically what your keyboard is, the location of from where your keyboard is from. I'm not explaining that well, but yeah, if you're in, I don't know, if you speak German, you want to pick the German layout. The default is the US, so I don't need to change mine. So we're just gonna clear the screen and move on. So, I actually was thinking about doing like a tutorial, or a little, I don't like the word tutorial, to be honest. Mostly because I don't know anything, but I guess it would be a tutorial on using the terminal. I feel like everyone should know how to use that, but it's could be fun. I don't know. All right, so, but yeah, if you're not familiar with the terminal, this is the terminal. This is what computers look like before they had graphical interfaces, and it's actually pretty useful and pretty simple. And every computer has this. It's just kind of obfuscated, so like the normal user doesn't get distracted by it, but it's there. Let's see. And then you can set a console font. If you like want a larger font, you can do this. I actually do want a larger font. So Fine. Did I do anything? I don't feel like it changed anything. Oh, maybe it's already set. Is that one? Let me see. No, I have two keyboards in front of me. That's why I keep typing the wrong thing. Large intestine. Large arch install font. Let's do this one. I made it smaller. What the fuck? You're a liar. Okay, we're gonna switch back to the other font. Okay. Big waste of time there. Let's keep going, brother. All right. Verify boot mode. So this is just a kind of a sanity check type thing. You should get 64 when this returns, and that tells you that you're in 64-bit mode. If it returns 32, you're in 32-bit mode. I am proud to say I'm the slowest typer at my job. We did a typing test once, and everyone was like around like 100 words per minute. And I was like in the 30s. It was bad. And I'm a programmer. I type every day. And also not very accurate typer either. What did I type wrong? What did I spell wrong? Oh, I put a dash instead of a underscore. All right, 64-bit. Next, we just want to check if we're connected to the internet. I actually am not connected to the internet. I just realized that. So notice how it says down. So I'm gonna plug that in. Ethernet cable here. It is broken. Here's another one. All right. Don't look at my butt. Alright, so plugging in, we can rerun that. Sweet. We got up to check if you are getting internet. You can do ping and ping any website. Do google.com, and we are receiving internet. If you are on Wi-Fi, it's going to be a little bit more annoying. I don't recommend doing this install on Wi-Fi. I would say plug in, and then after you're done, set up Wi-Fi. But if it's your only option, you got to do it. It is in the install guide how to do it. And it's not super hard, but it's a little bit annoying. All right, next. We just want to check to see if the time is accurate. So we do time date CTL and saying Friday at 2100 hours UTC. I don't know if that's accurate, but it seems right. Anyway, all right, next we must partition our drives. So one thing I learned from the video that I linked down below, is there's a better program for this. The install guide says to use fdisk, which you can, but it's a little bit ugly. So a better program is cfdisk. But first, you can run lsblk to list all your drives. And as you can see, the only drive on here is my NVMe drive. And then I have the SDA one, that's the thumb drive that I have the Arch install on. So we are going to not cfdisk, and then the disk we want to partition. So okay. So on Linux, your disks are in the /dev folder. So you want to do fdisk, or in my case cfdisk, and then /dev/ the name of the drive you want to work on. So now that we are here, some part of this is blocked out, but actually let me, oh no, that. We'll move the install guide down over here for now. Okay, so we have our 3 partitions. Linux typically has like 2 or 3 partitions. One is the boot partition, where it has all the stuff it needs to boot up. The swap partition that allows you to use, when you run out of RAM, it allows the computer to access part of the hard drive as extra memory. And then there's the rest of it, which is where you keep all your files and whatnot, and programs and stuff. So we're gonna delete all 3 of them. And then go to right. You should run to this and type yes. Boom. Deleted. Bye. Okay, so we have a bunch of free space now to, I actually can't put it here again. We need to create those 3 partitions that I mentioned. See, so first I like to create the boot partition. So we're gonna do a new partition. So the size of boot has to be, I believe at least 300 megabytes, but they recommend a gig. So you can type 1G, and that'll create 1 gig. A new, and then for the swap, do at least 4 gigabytes. I usually do 16 for the swap because I have a decent amount of space. And then do 1 more for the rest of it, and that will just be whatever's left. Again, I need to move this. So let's double check to make sure. Yep. So we have the 1 gigabyte partition, the 16 gigabyte partition for the swap, and then the 1.8 terabytes for the rest. Boom. Yeah. All right. So I don't know that I need to do this, but I like to hit right on all of them just to make sure it saves everything. Okay. I'm gonna quit. Clear my screen. Okay. And it did not. did not save. Like, I can't remember how big those were before. I did save. That doesn't look right. So list block devices is giving me some wrong information, I think. So I'm using fdisk here to check that I have the things I want. And it looks like I do. All right, we're just gonna format the stuff, and if I get an issue, we're gonna have to go back, figure out why it's not working. But I believe it's gonna be fine. That's like my catchphrase when I'm doing something. It's just it'll be fine. So what we're doing right now is partitioning the partitions. I don't know if there's another word for that. Anyway, so we're gonna those partitions we created. We have to or not. We're not partitioning them. We're formatting them. So. Okay, I don't think it actually did format them correctly. So let's go back to see fdisk. Let's delete all this stuff again. We're gonna use fdisk. This is, I hate it. Oh. Partition. I'm gonna reboot. Alright, I'm gonna reboot and then come back and see if those formats actually did take. Sometimes you have to reboot after you format the stuff because they're in use by the computer. Yep, that was it. Just had to restart. Okay, so we're back. So now we can format those drives. So you just have to type make mkfs, which stands for make file system, and then the root partition, which is the main partition where everything is going to be stored, will be the biggest one, the third one we made. So we do /dev/ the name of that drive. So it's going to be NVMe 0 and 1 partition 3. Say yes, and it has been created. Next, we have to format the swap as, we have to format it as swap. So for that, you just do make swap /dev/ That's going to be partition 2. If you remember, it's a 16 gigabyte one. And then lastly, you format the boot partition as FAT32. This is all in the install guide. And that's going to be partition 1. Okay. Now, next we have to mount the partitions that we just formatted. So, what you do is you mount the root partition as that's the third one, as /mnt. And then we want to mount the boot so the /mkdir means make directory, so we're going to make the directory that in the mount directory that we just mounted. So it's going to be /dev/ /nv me partition 1, and do /mount/boot, and then for the swap you go swap on, and then you do dev/ the second one. All right. Okay, and now for the fun part. I think I already said that, but the actual fun part is actually installing Linux, installing Arch, and everything. So we're going to use a package called Packstrap that will install everything. So the main things you need are base, Linux, and Linux-firmware, but do not hit enter yet. So, got those 3. Those are the basic things that will install Linux. But you need other things, and this goes through the section in the install guide, goes through a lot of stuff that you will need, most likely. So things I make sure to install are so Linux firmware. So I always install SOF firmware for audio, and if you need Wi-Fi, you will install the Linux firmware Marvell. I don't need that. And then want to install a network manager. I usually just do the one that is actually called Network Manager. So it's just Network Manager, all one word. So we can go back. You will need a text editor. I use Vim. A lot of people use Nano or just regular Vim or VI. If you're a beginner, I'd probably recommend Nano. It's probably the easiest one to use. And then you want to install your man pages. So that's like manual stuff. So do man db man dash pages text info. There's a few other things I always install that I always forget. But the good thing is, like, you can install things later. This is enough to like get you going. As you use stuff, you will find more things that you need for your Linux setup. But I would say this stuff is the basics. So I'm gonna hit enter, and hopefully it'll install that without error. Just lean back. Play on your phone until it is done installing. You can hear my fans ramping up. Should be done. Okay. And next we have to generate what's called an FS tab. So do that by typing in this command right here. And if it sounds like I know what all these things do, I doubt that. But if it does, I don't know what everything does. Sometimes you just follow instructions and things turn out okay. Sometimes you do have to learn through trial and error, which is what I've done. Next, we're going to log into our new installed Linux environment. So you do that with arch-chroot/mnt. And now we're logged in as the root user on our new Linux install. And first thing you want to do is set the time zone. So do that by typing ln-sf. And then your location. I think it's America. Yeah, America. City. Okay. And then run this to this next thing to set up your clock. All right. So here it says it's good to set up some kind of time synchronization. I'm not gonna do that right now, but basically if you don't, your time can drift off because the internal clock in your computer is not exactly super accurate. So it kind of has to keep checking with an online source of time because the universe is weird. Okay, so next we have to set our locale, which is basically just says where we are. So we're gonna use that text editor we installed. If you installed Nano or Vim, you will use that, but I installed NeoVim, so I will type in vim /etc/locale and then I will scroll down to my locale, which is English, US, and UTF-8. So we're gonna save and quit, clear our screen, and then we're gonna run locale-gen, and that will be generated. Then next we want to set our language variable. So we're going to create a new file called etc/locale.conf. And top, we're just going to do lang equals in US. And obviously, if you're not in the US, you will put whatever one you chose. But for me, it's English and UTF-8. And here, if you set your console keyboard key map, you will set that in a vconsole.conf file. I did not do that, so I'm going to skip over that. Next, we want to set our host name, which will be the name of your computer on your network. So we're going to create a hostname file. It's going to be /etc/host name. I name all my computers after rappers or artists. So let me what artist should I name this after? Actually, yeah. I named it Sexy Red. Alright. So this is a part I got stuck on because I skipped over this this paragraph underneath where you set your host name. Don't skip over that. So we're gonna complete the network configuration. How do we do that? Just install. Yeah, so we just have to install Network Manager, which we already did, and then configure it. So you're gonna go to the wiki page for Network Manager. We've already installed it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna enable it. So to enable a service, you type systemctl and then enable, then the name of that service. So this is network service. And so if you were already logged into your new system, though, you would probably have to do enable and start. So enable will cause it to start on the next time you reboot. If you want to start it now, you can do start, but you also have to enable it, because once you restart, it won't be started again. So just do enable and start. So yeah, once you have it enabled, this will start it in the background whenever you start your computer. I believe that's all you need to do with that, but I always forget. All right, so yeah, there's always like a little thing that they forget to tell you. All right, I think I'm good. All I have to do is enable it. Cool. All right, this step is not required. I've never done it before, so if you have to do it, you probably know why. So just do it. Next, we will set a root password. So you do that by typing passwd and type in the password. That's secret. And here, another thing that they don't say, but you should do, is to create a user for yourself, so you're not logging in as root all the time. So to do that, we want to create a user with sudo privileges. That's another thing I always forget to install, is sudo. So we're gonna do, to install things on Arch, you do pacman-s and then what you want to install. So I'm gonna install sudo, and that is installed. So next we want to add a user. So user, I'm gonna do user add -m, that gives it a home folder, -g adds it to a group, and we're gonna add it to the wheel group, and I will show you why later. And also I like to use ZSH instead of bash. So actually I'm gonna first install ZSH. And ZSH is just the shell environment for your terminal. You can leave it as bash if you're not super familiar with the terminal. It's really just a preference thing. So cool. Alright, I'm gonna actually exit that though. Alright, so I'm gonna do user add -m -g wheel -s b. I don't know where ZSH is actually. So to figure out the location of a program, you can type which where. So we're gonna install which. All right, so that's the thing about Arch, is nothing is installed by default. With other Linux distros, you get a lot of stuff installed. With Arch, you did not. So you have to install everything. But which basically just allows you to ask where a certain program is located. So now we know that ZSH is at user/bin/ZSH. So for the third time, we're gonna do user add -m -g wheel -s shall be /users /bin /zsh, and then name of the user is Maddie, and we're gonna add a password. Yeah, and then we have to add your new user to the sudoers group. So to do that, I'm gonna type by sudo. Wait, first we have to do next editor. So this sets it what's called an environment variable, and it tells you what editor to use when you're editing this file. So when you want to edit the sudoers, make sure you use the whatever the program by sudo, because if you don't, you can f things up. So don't update the sudoers or anything to do with your users without using by sudo, but you have to set the editor. So if you use nano, if you install nano, you would put nano here instead of nvim. So you do editor equals nvim, then by sudo, and then you can go down to where it says uncomment to allow users of the group wheel to execute any command. So you want to uncomment that and save, clear. So to test that, you can switch users to your user. So SU stands for switch user. This is where it asked me if I would have set up ZSH. I can do that later. To test that, just see if you can update your packages. So to update your packages, just do pacman-SYU, and it doesn't let me do it. But if we retype that with sudo, so this bang bang just means, or the 2 exclamation points just means do the previous command. So I did sudo and then sudo pacman-SYU, type in my password, and boom, it worked successfully. That means sudo is working, so we can exit that to go back to our root user. So a couple more things we have to do is set up a bootloader, and that allows you to boot into your operating system. I typically use Grub. I would recommend that. That's probably the easiest one. And that's one of the things I forgot to install. So, but now we're gonna do it now. So to install Grub, you can do pacman-s, and notice I don't have to do sudo when I'm logged in as root. But you don't want to have that power all the time. You want to have to type sudo to do more elevated type things. But we're gonna go ahead and do pacman-S grub EFI boot manager. So we need these two to be able to boot. So we're gonna say yes. They're installed. So now we just have to install Grub on our system. So this command down here will do all those steps right here. So basically, if you want to read that, you should read it, but I'm not going to because I've done this a few times. But definitely read it when you're going through your install. So grub install, so -s target, so most likely yours will also be x86 64, unless you're using an ARM-based computer or a 32-bit computer, but I don't think that it really works on, or Arch really works on ARM computers, so if you're doing that, you know what you're doing. All right, so EFI directory, so that will be /mnt/boot. That's where we're gonna house the EFI stuff, and then we do /-edge bootloader, and we're just gonna name that grub. Oh wait, I think you just have to do /boot actually. Alright, maybe I should have read it. Let's see, choose bootloader. That's stupid. It's supposed to be just mount. I'm so confused. Oh god. I'm not a good teacher. Alright, let's see. What the Oh, for gosh darn sake, I put bootloader, not bootloader. Oh, God. EFI variables are nuts. Alright, we gotta Google this. I keep fucking typing in the wrong thing. Alright. something wrong. Okay, so I have a possible guess. As to why this isn't working. But okay. I don't know why that worked. I think it has to do with me installing off of a flash drive. But you know, a little quick Googling and I think I solved the problem. But hopefully that won't happen to you. But if it does, if you're getting that error, just type -- removable. We'll see if this actually boots. If it doesn't boot, then then damn, we're gonna have to do some more troubleshooting. But anyway, so after you get the grub install done, you there's a little thing that says remember to generate the main configuration file. So you gotta click that and then go and do that. So it's grub make config -o boot grub config. All right, so, and that's all you have to do as far as grub. So we're gonna go back, and last thing is you have to install what's called microcode for your processor. So if you have an Intel processor, you install microcode for Intel or Ucode for Intel. If you have AMD, do AMD Ucode. So I have AMD, so we're just gonna do pacman-s AMD-Ucode. Say yes. installed, we will pretty much be ready to try to log into Arch. So now that it's done, you just type exit to leave that root environment and go back to the installer. So, and then after that, you can unmount all of those partitions. Okay, and then last thing to do is to reboot and take out the flash drive. So, hopefully this works. If it doesn't, then I got some troubleshooting to do. It stopped snowing. It's wonderful. Okay. Looks like it worked. And we're good. Now we can log into Sexy Red. Type in your user and your password. So I gotta do this little setup. Or not. I'm not gonna do a setup. Okay, so now that we're all installed, I'm going to remove the Arch guide. And now I like to do a couple more things when I install Arch. So we're just gonna install ZSH. Well, actually, no, I'm gonna do that later. So ZSH is just like a standard configuration for ZSH, but I want to install a desktop environment. The one I like is Hyperland. It is not really a full desktop environment. It's more of a tiling window manager, but either way, hopefully it should work. So it does not work with NVIDIA graphics cards. One thing, I forgot to mention this at the beginning. NVIDIA graphics cards are not best friends with Linux. So I would recommend, if you're gonna do this, to have an AMD or Intel graphics card. Hyperland works perfectly with AMD. I've never tried it with Intel, but I heard that it does work fine in Intel. So hopefully it'll work. I don't think it's a capital H, actually. Also, I want to install Firefox and Kitty. Kitty is just a terminal emulator. I keep forgetting. I have to do sudo. Start Hyperland. Or not. Oh, there it goes. Okay, it worked. I was like, damn, this suck. Didn't work. Okay, yeah, here we go. So the meta key will be either Control or Alt, depending on your keyboard, and like whether it's in Windows or Mac mode. But or the super key, I mean. So Hyperland has a bunch of key bindings. So to open up Kitty, your terminal, you do the super key, then Q. For Firefox, it's not, doesn't seem to be have one for Firefox yet. Let's see, didn't install Firefox. Okay, so I quit out of it with Command M. So let's actually go and edit the config for Hyperland. This is extra credit, so you don't have to actually. If you're just here to install Arch, you can leave, but don't leave. This stuff's fun too. All right, Hyperland, hyperland.com. So we want to delete this line. That's that warning at the beginning. Let's see, is there anything for Firefox? Oh, there is now. Binding for Firefox. So to add a binding, you can just copy what's above it. So main mod, F, or copy the other ones. So that'll say whenever I hit the super F to open Firefox. So let's go back to Hyperland. Error. Firefox does not exist. What the? Okay. I thought I just installed Firefox. Gosh darn it. I can't even fucking read that. Alright, let's. Now we're in 4K, so it's kind of hard to see. Change that. Let's do AP. Still can't read it. Okie dokie. I'm not in the mood to troubleshoot this actually, but I recommend Hyperland. Oh, that's why it didn't work, because I typed in Firefox wrong. Firefox. Not a browser, that is probably something very different. Okay, I think that's why it doesn't. I forget what the actual thing. Check on the computer, see what the actual command is. I should just do a damn part 2. I go over Hyperland. This is, you ain't come here for this. Okay, I had to put exec. Alright, so let's actually quit out of this. Too small. It should be exact. Boom, yeah, there you go. Now we're installed. We got Firefox installed. There's a whole world of things to do with Hyperland, but besides the point, so you can really install any like desktop environment you want. You could do GNOME, you could do KDE, whatever. But anyway, this is how you install Arch, and more importantly, this is how you fight gatekeeping. As you watch me struggle through that whole install. But I hope it inspired you to see that even if something that tricky and done by someone who's not very smart, I made it through. We did it. You can do it too. Now, get out there and teach someone something right now, or I will come to your house and I will, no, taking that back. Didn't say anything. Just kidding, FBI. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. I'm trying to be more consistent with videos, so hopefully I'll have enough video for you soon AF. Thank you for watching. This has been Matty 316. Give me a hell yeah. Thank you. Okay, bye.